Hello children, today we are going to read a poem and the name of the poem is The Polar Region. Children, this is the last poem of your English reader book. So let's read and understand the poem. But before moving to the poem, first we will learn or we will know what is polar region. So children, the polar regions, they are also called the frigid zones of earth are the regions of the planet that surrounds its geographical poles, that is the north and the south poles, and they are lying within the polar circles. So children, from the picture it's very easy to understand that polar regions receive less intense solar radiation than the other parts of the earth. From the picture, it's very clear, children, that the sun rays can easily reach to the North Pole and the South Pole, but very less, or you can say intense solar radiation reach to the polar region. Children, do you know which animals survive there? Yes, polar bear, the largest bear in the world, and the Arctic's top predator are the polar bears, and you know they are powerful symbol of the strength and endurance of the Arctic, and they are very talented swimmers. And one amazing fact about polar bears are that they spend over 50% of their time hunting for food. Children, what do you think? The weather is so harsh, so extreme. So, can human beings survive there? Yes, human beings survive there, but it's not easier for humans to live in polar regions. Why? Because polar regions have adverse conditions. Still, some humans inhabit the countries of North Polar region. The conditions are adverse there because of extreme cold weather, and they have very limited vegetation and very less sunlight. So what do you think? Where do they live? They live in the houses like we live in? No. They live in igloos. What is an igloo? Children, you might have learned about the polar region or the polar bear, Eskimos, igloo in your social science book. Okay, the picture you can see here, three people are there. Who are they? They are known as Eskimos, children. Okay, and they live in igloo. An igloo is a shelter, or you can say a place for people to stay warm and dry, and they are made from blocks of snow placed on top of each other, often in the shape of a dome. And they were used in winter as temporary shelters. They are not, children, permanent shelters like we are making our houses because we have to live there permanently, but they are temporary shelters, and they are made by hunters when they were away from their regular homes. So children, we are going to read poem 5 today, that is the polar region. But before you read, let us discuss few things like, have you ever visited any hill station? Children, what I feel that all of you must have visited any one of the hill stations of India once in your lifetime. Okay, you must know that many hill stations face severe winters and may often experience a snowfall. Children, there are many beautiful hill stations in our country, in India, like Munnar, Shillong, Darjeeling, Sikkim, Shillong, Oli. So many beautiful places are there. Ooty. Okay, the polar regions are also similar areas located near the north and the south poles, which experience severe winters and extremely harsh conditions. So let us read to find out how the poet has described the polar region. So before reading the poem, should we discuss about the poet also? Children, we have a very young poet and very talented poet here, and his name is Sanchit Saluja. He has written a book, and his book is published by Arya Publishing House. And children, do you know that book contains some beautiful childhood memories of Sanchit Saluja, and he is a student of Delhi Public School, R.K. Puram, New Delhi. He has been writing since early childhood, and his poems reflect the inner emotions of a young child who expresses his views about life, journey of life, his near and dear ones, festivals, etc. And each one of his poem gives a positive message. So children, let's read the poem now. Can you see the picture here? We can see igloo, Eskimos, a weapon in his hand, a polar bear is there. So polar regions are full of ice and snow. Why? Because of its temperature, children. They get very less sunlight, so it's full of ice and snow. The temperatures there are very low. So children, these areas, okay, the polar regions means areas, okay, they are full of ice and snow, and the temperature, that is the degree, or you can say intensity of heat that is present there, they are very low. So chilly and better, it should be bitter, not better. So chilly and bitter is the climate. Summers there are always very late. It's so cold. Okay, that summers there are always very late, or you can say there is no summer at all. Fine. The sunlight there is rather scarce. Scarce means you can say very less, very less, or no sunlight. But the blizzards are angry and fierce. Blizzards means severe snowstorms with high winds. So the winds are very angry, they are threatening. Okay, and fierce means dangerous. So the winds, the snowstorms with high winds, they are very threatening and dangerous. The Eskimos, you can see two Eskimos in the picture. Eskimos means the people who live in the polar regions, okay, and they wear thick clothes made of fur, okay, which helps them to live in the harsh conditions of the polar regions. They protect them from the harsh winter. So the Eskimos live in their tiny igloos. Tiny igloos, small igloos, okay. Igloo means, already I have explained you, a type of dome shaped house that is built from blocks of solid snow, wearing hood jackets and big shoes. So hood jackets means what, children? A long overcoat with an attached hood, or you can say cap also, that can be pulled over the head. And big shoes, they are wearing boots also, which protect them from the harsh winters. So this is the life of an Eskimo, children. They may use harpoons. What is harpoons? Can you see the yellow jacket man? A person who is wearing a yellow jacket is carrying a weapon, that is a harpoon, a weapon that looks like a spear. So they may use harpoons which look like spears, used to hunt. What about, children, what will they hunt? To kill those large polar bears. It is not easy to kill them, because polar bears are also very dangerous. They can also kill human beings. So they are using spears to kill those large polar bears. And children, do you know there are other animals also found there? The animals are the Arctic fox, bears and ermine. So what is ermine? It is a small whistle-like animal with a white coat. White coat doesn't mean that they are wearing any coat, but they have white fur which protect them from the harsh winter. Like you can see the body of the polar bear also, they have white fur on their body, so which protect them from the harsh weather. So with their ability to adapt means to adjust, they survive just fine. So children, God has given them that white fur, the thick fur, and they help them to protect themselves from the harsh winter. So they are able to adjust there. In the older days lived there the Lapps. Lapps means a community of people who lived in the polar regions, and they were also known as Samis. So in older days means very long ago, very many years before, there lived the Lapps, the people with furry clothes. Furry means covered with fur, or which are very hairy, okay, and furry caps also. They have to cover their whole body. Antarctica is a continent free. It is home to our deer, that is Dakshin Gangotri. You might have heard about Dakshin Gangotri. It is the first scientific base station of India situated in Antarctica. So children, here we have read about the polar region, the North Pole and the South Pole, the people who live there, where do they live, what do they eat, which weapons they use, the animals which are found in the polar regions, how do they protect themselves. Okay, so you have learned so many things here. So this poem is written by Sanchit Saluja. So what is, let's read about the poet also. Sanchit Saluja is a budding poet. What is the meaning, children, of budding poet? See children, budding means you can say the struggling or the beginning poet. You can see, you can say like beginning to develop or show signs of future success in a particular area. Like he is a budding poet, so it's just his beginning. He is going to get success in this field. Okay, or yes, Sanchit Saluja is a budding poet who likes to express his thoughts and ideas through simple and interesting poems. I hope you have understood the poem, children. That's all for today. Thank you.